All right, here we go. Here we go. Oh man, another Wednesday. We are in Brooklyn, New York. So doing it out of the car again. But maybe towards the end of this, I'll take you guys around and let you see kind of what we're dealing with over here. But yeah, we're gonna keep this one decently short. Just kind of wanted to go over some of the travel stuff, some of the stuff we are doing, what we plan to do, places we plan to be, and then do a little bit of Q&A with you guys. And as usual, I've been working like crazy, so I'm gonna eat my Chinese too. Deal with it. So let me move. All right. All right. So if you're in like Facebook or Instagram, make sure to come over to Tuned In with JWT on YouTube. Like, share, subscribe, do the thing, help us go up. If my signal's kind of weak, I am using Starlink right now again, so it should be okay. Let's give her just another minute or two, kind of get everybody in here, get everything going. I think Wendy just left me. But all right, cool. So again, if you have questions, comments, concerns, things you want to talk about, make sure that you put it in the comments on YouTube. Don't put it in the comments on Instagram or Facebook because I cannot see that. We're just broadcasting there to let you know that you need to come over to Tuned In with JWT on YouTube. Cool. Anyways, all right, so let's go. So today we are in Brooklyn, New York. We will be here for 2 to 3 more days. I believe we're going to go to Baldwin Speed World tomorrow, and we got some cars to tune over there. It was Honey in the back. So we're going to wrap this up here. Then we're heading back to Rochester. We're trying to be there for this weekend because they have a no prep going, and we'd like to kind of go check that out and be part of it, the whole deal. So after we leave Rochester, we're going to hit Buffalo, go talk to my buddy Edwin, mess with his C7, and then we're going to Canada. So we're going to go through the spot of Canada where it goes from Buffalo to Detroit. I've got to stop there to do a podcast with some guys that do some no prep work. And we're going to stop and see CCP Performance and talk to him and maybe, film a little bit of stuff with him. Tune in some cars in Canada while we're there. So if you're in Canada, holler. And then we're going to drop down into Detroit. In Detroit, we're going to good video with Wendy's new car. She got another Mustang Fox body, thanks to the Dan Deckard from the Monoxide podcast. If you guys don't watch that podcast, make sure you do. He got us a Fox body that we're going to be doing a build with. We'll do some posting on it. But we're stopping at Vet Lab for my buddy Ed. He's the one that they brought the car to. So he's going to help us with the build, getting everything going because, we don't live in Detroit, but that's where the car is going to be. Anyways, after Detroit, I think what's our plans there? It'd be Chicago, right? So we're going to Chicago. After that, we've got a ton of guys, planning for Chicago. So again, if we're on this route and you're like, hey, you're coming through my area, make sure to reach out and tell us because, we've spoken to a lot of people, but the dates are going to change. There's no way for us to know how long we're going to be in a certain area. So we're trying to make sure that as we're in each city, we make sure we take care of everybody, get everything handled, to the best of our ability before we just roll on to the next city. So that way, when we're done, the East Coast is good. From Chicago, we will be going down, I think, through Indiana.
We're going to Indianapolis?
No, we're going to Nashville. But I think we have to go down through Indiana to get to Nashville. So we'll be in Nashville. We're going to go hang out with a buddy there, maybe go out on the lake a little bit, and then make our way back through over Dallas, down into Houston. And then I'm going home for like a month. I need some time to relax after that.
Decompress.
Yeah, decompress, which I'll still work anyways. But you get the point.
On the beach.
So that's pretty much what it is. But yeah, just to go over that, what we're doing, if you watch our daily videos, and I know a lot of people are like, oh man, I didn't know you put all that stuff in your daily videos. There's a lot of information in those daily videos, especially if you're part of our membership. If you're not, you should sign up and join because we are putting a lot of tuning tips and a lot of cool different things in our member videos. We're going to be adding more and more to that as we go. We're filming them, got to get them edited, the whole deal. So if you're not part of our membership, make sure you hop in there. We're going to have videos specifically for that. But in our daily videos, there's a lot of information, a lot of tips, tricks, and things that we normally wouldn't just put out to the internet, but we're doing it anyways. And those that follow along know, because a lot of guys are like, oh man, I didn't realize that was in that video. If you look at which one was it? Muscle Mania Dyno Day. We did a comparison of the stage 1 and the stage 2 BTR cam, which was pretty crazy. Yeah. So anyways, there's that. Where was I at? I think that was pretty much it. That's what I wanted to go over.
Nashville, and then we'll be going to Texas, right?
Yep, Nashville, Texas. I'm going home for a little bit, and then around August, September, probably August, we're going to be heading up from Houston straight to the Dakotas, and then all the way over to Cali and all the way back and around. Right? Yeah. Yep.
A big west side loop.
Yeah.
We'll go through Arizona, because a lot of people keep asking about
Yeah,
Arizona.
we'll definitely be coming back down through Arizona and New Mexico and those areas. Because we've had a lot of people ask about it, but that's not where we've been yet. Once we do, we'll make sure it'll be the same thing. It's hard to book a date, but we try to stay pretty flexible and try to help, we try to make it easy for people, right? So we'll get a hotel, people will come meet us. And if you're watching our daily videos, you should know this, we'll get 5 or 10 cars or whatever we're tuning, meet up in the parking lot. We'll go out, we drive them, we make pulls, we do what we need to do, or we'll meet up at a local dyno. If you look at the Rochester Dyno Day, you can see how that kind of went really well. We're down for pretty much whatever. We want to make sure that once we dial these cars in, you can take them out, you're happy, everything drives amazing, they make pulls, we make power, we bring, we have a draggy in case you want to make sure it runs the time that it runs. Like, we pretty well prepared. We've been doing this for quite a while, so we do plan to continue doing this. Outside of that, I'll go through some of the questions. And like I said, we're actually out here at our buddy Charlie's shop, Street Smart, in off of Utica in Brooklyn. So we're other than eating some killer pizza, tuning a bunch of cars.
We're eating Chinese today.
Yeah, well, we ate pizza. Now we're eating Chinese. Or I'm going
They didn't want to hit us with pizza 2 times, so I got a beef and broccoli. I call it broccoli beef.
I mean, I would have went for pizza twice, but
since when? You never want pizza twice.
This pizza's better, though.
That's a good point.
All right, so I'm going to go through a couple questions, and before I do that, remember, if you're on Instagram or Facebook, to come over to Tuned In with JWT, like, comment, subscribe, share, the whole deal. Help us build this. This platform's been doing really well. Everybody's been, they've been doing their part in helping out, and I really do appreciate that. And then for the members, I'm still working on something for the members. I haven't forgotten the guys that have joined our membership, and a lot of them have been utilizing the gold membership, where they've been able to reach out, send me a log, send me a tune, and get little help and tips and tricks and things, and kind of get them out of a bind. It seems like it's been helping people, so I'm definitely happy with that. Outside of that, I'll go through some of these questions and we'll go from there. I don't know if we have very many right now, but got anything for TRX? No, we don't do the TRX stuff. We don't really do any of the Dodge stuff. There's already people that are doing it. There's a lot of people out there, and then there's a lot of stuff that we're getting into that a lot of other tuners don't have access to, things like that. So we want to keep pushing this platform and perfecting as much as we can and keeping that advantage, if that makes sense. Bill Pappas, yeah, we'll see you in Chicago for sure. Chris Rivera, my CTFC was straight out. Man, I'm trying. I gotta have O2 sensors. Once they have that, we're fine. Which I think he's got that done. Bilal just signed up. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. All right, subscription is awesome. See, it definitely seems to be helping. A lot of people have been noticing it and saying, and I've helped a couple people out of some tuning nightmares that they were really struggling with, and they were like, "Man, that's crazy. I didn't realize that you would offer that." That's what we're here for. Jax, thank you for the donation, man. I appreciate that. And what do you say? Edwin is meeting us for wings too. He's a good dude. My car might be ready for you. Yeah, I think I saw the exhaust and everything going on it in one of your pictures or videos or something. So it looks good. It looks like it's getting there for sure. Any other good air intakes besides the Rotofab Big Gulp for the V3? I'm not really sure if they have anything that's really any better. I mean, when Rotofab does an intake, they do a lot of CFD modeling and things like that. That's why they're not always the first to the market, but they tend to always be the best in the market. It just seems like they put a lot more into it, which is well appreciated from us. But currently, I don't know if there is a better one, honestly. Factor cap, I've heard of stock cam and stock blower LT4 will go low 9s, high 8s with bolt-ons and spicy fuel. Yes, it will. Yeah, 100%. And it's already been done 4 or 5 times now. Yeah. BTR PDS2 cam thoughts. If you want to know the thoughts on the BTR PDS Cam 2 versus the Cam 1, watch our daily videos. Muscle Mania video has it in there. J Kid, I will call you. Give me time. We just went home for a week and had a race there and then came back. So fly back to Puerto Rico, back to Philly, and then drove up here. So we've been a little kind of crazy. I'm adding an ECS supercharger with an ATI balancer on a C6. When I'm pinning the balancer, do I absolutely need to find top dead center when pinning the crank? I trust you more than Facebook mechanics. I don't know why that really matters, to be honest with you. No, I've pinned them without having to find top dead center, as long as the crank is, keyed and on there properly. If you have low E content in your area, what do you recommend to get the content up to? What do you recommend to get the content? How do you bump it up? So if you watch our daily videos, you would also see that.
I stuck that in.
I'll tell you, there's a lot of stuff in there.
I snuck that one in there for you guys because you didn't want to put it.
That's true. But you can use M1, but there's more to it, and the tune needs to be adaptable for that. But yes, you can use M1 to bring the content up quicker.
Or you call the gas station and complain if it's very low.
I guess you can complain to the gas station. I didn't know that.
Yeah, if it says whatever percentage on the pump and it's not that percentage, if you call corporate and complain, they will boost it up.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, remember Rick told you about that one time.
D Lindsay, no, the BTR comparison video is not members only. It is in our regular daily vlog.
Yep, it's just our vlog.
A regular daily vlog.
It's a pretty fun one.
All right. My 23 Global B1500 truck didn't come with wide bands that only started from 24 year. Would you want dual wide bands to run through the reflex or just single? Just single is fine because we're going to use the narrows more than anything. That's more important. And the narrows will balance bank to bank, right? So if we see an imbalance of the narrows and then we see the wideband reading one thing, then we know we have a problem there. Typically, we don't really have a lot of issues bank to bank unless something's mechanically wrong. Nice to see you, over 2,000 subs. Don't forget, man, I don't think we'll ever hit a mill. I don't think we're that interesting, but I do hope that we grow big enough to, make a difference in this community and really get people working together. Because, like I said, in the journey that we've had so far in 6 months, I've seen more people working together to get stuff out. I've seen HP tuners adding features, and I've seen so much being done that hasn't been done in 5+ years. And I do believe that a lot of it has to do with the community that we've started here and the no gatekeeping 2025 deal, because people are just tired of not seeing people work together. People are tired of getting screwed over. People are tired of having cars that don't run right because somebody's too scared to ask for help, So if you need help, just ask for help. There's plenty of tuners that'll do that. That'll help you. I mean, if I need help, I'll call. It is what it is, At the end of the day, that's what's most important. All right. 2018 ZL1 with LME 390, 2650 A10 with Crawford injection. Will you be able to tune for a remote or just? Yeah, that's easy. Remote. I do those all the time. No issues with that at all. That'll be our Gen 5 with port injection setup. We have an option for that as well. LT4 high pressure fuel pump, or what's better for cam? I don't know what you mean by what's better for cam. The LT4 high pressure pump is a really good pump, a reliable pump. The only thing that flows more than that I've used that I like is the Goliath pump, but you can't get them. So LT4 pump is what we usually stick with, and then we go to port after that. Like, how many cars have I tuned, like, in my career? Or,
That'd be a question.
I don't know.
Thousands. Tens of thousands.
No, probably,
I guess 10,000.
I don't know. It'd be up in the thousands for sure. For sure in the thousands. Yeah, I think at one time I went through all the V2s that I tuned, and there was over 1,400 of those. And that was like a few years ago. So, quite a bit. What's better, LT4, 416 or 427? Well, that really depends, because first off, you can't make a 427 out of an LT4 because you can't bore the sleeves big enough. So you'd have to go to like an iron block or something like that. So maybe L8T, do you mean? And are you asking if just cubic inch matters? It also depends on what power adder and what you're doing with the vehicle. We have filmed the podcast successfully finally with Rick Crawford, and we go over a lot of the stuff for the PD blower and things like that. And that episode is going to be insane. Like, we should charge, movie tickets for that one. We're not gonna, but any advice or tips and tricks for hobbyist mechanics since you've owned a shop before? I've had some poor experience with shops, and I'd rather do something myself and paying a shop to do the same than paying a shop to do the same. I mean, YouTube's pretty good, but then have somebody as a backbone, right? And then don't just listen to everybody. Test things yourself. Do things yourself and make sure that you verify that it is good.
Listen to people who have done it before.
Yeah. The best thing I can say is don't listen to people slower than you. I think that's, anyways, but yeah, I mean, you don't take advice from somebody that's not in the position that you want to be in, right? That's a good thing for life overall. But too many times you get all those people that pop up on YouTube and Facebook, and they're like, oh, well, do this and this and this, and you'll achieve this. And their car runs like a 1060 and you're trying to go eights. Like, it just doesn't make sense. If they haven't done it, then, I'm not saying they can't. I'm just saying it's not likely. Ulysses, thank you, man. I appreciate that. The donation's big for us, and greatly appreciate it. And I see you out there gapping people, so it's worth it. What's up, Z07? How you doing, man? Air filter tester extraordinaire. Are you and 2i going to support turbo, boost by gear, boost by mile an hour, boost by time, all the things the blower cars will get? It already has that. We already have that. And with the Pro Box, we should have front versus rear wheel speed bias. So a lot more coming for that. Will a stock block LT1 stay reliable at 550 horsepower boosted? Yeah, I mean, we make 800, 850 with stock LT1s. If you're talking about stock block, I mean, I have a stock block and I make 12 something. So depends on your tuner. Chance, I know you are, and we'll be getting on that soon. Maybe tonight if you want. I'll be around tonight working. Even when I know what to fix and how to do it, I always get another opinion. Yep, that's smart. It doesn't hurt to ask. Again, everybody thinks it's so crazy to ask somebody else for help. Like, dude, just put your pride aside for a second and ask for another opinion. I had a shop call me today that we don't speak very often, but he was having an issue with a car and he called for a second opinion, and I was like, hey, this is what I would do. And he's like, man, I didn't think of that. And I'm like, it helps to kind of bounce things off of each other. All right. Make the Rick Crawford for members. That will get the numbers up, as that guy knows a lot. Dude, the stuff that's in that podcast, every tuner's wet dream is going to be in there, because we talk about something that I've never publicly released. I've never publicly even spoke about, and he does it as well, which is kind of cool to find out that we've both been doing the same thing, which would explain why we both run really fast times. But all that's in there. So, and the members will always get the video first. So if you're part of our membership program, when the video comes out, it'll be a couple days before it actually releases to the public. What image management are you planning on putting on the Fox body? Whatever is cheap. The cheapest it could possibly be. That's honestly my only stipulation. Really wanting to get an LAT HD truck and possibly supercharge it. Would you tune one? And do you prefer the 10-speed or 6-speed in those? Probably buying used. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I do a ton of LAT stuff. I would do 10 speed. The 10 speed works really good in the truck. It helps with the weight. Los SS man, I appreciate it. Thank you. And I don't know if you've seen, but I sent you an email back. So check that. But everything looks to be pretty spot on.
Do you like that?
Yes, I know. I've seen the new C8ZR1 and I'm really excited for it. I'm just not excited to not be able to tune it or not be able to touch it. I know they're going to come out with a lot of things to trick it. And a guy that I spoke to that claims that he had worked with GM claims that that motor in its stock form has made over 2,000 on an engine dyno, as it is with the turbos with those motors with that motor. So I don't know. I'm excited for it. I feel like we're gonna have just like we have now. You know, you touch the C8, and I love the C8. It's actually doing really good, and I'm getting to where I want one. But the lack of trans tuning just kind of kills it for me. Going from a 51 to a 41 is not usually an issue, but you need to check the chamber design and the piston to make sure that you don't lose the quench on the motor. Because if you do, you'll run into a lot more issues.
Nope.
What's the best combo for a 2650 Z06? My motor blew up. I'm not sure if I should go 416 or 427. What cam would be good for it? Of course, that would be a consultation deal, man. We have a consultation on our website at justinwhite.tune.setmore.com. And we can spec all that up for you, man. I have no problem with that, but that's a pretty heavy question for just a quick live. What are you going to offer? When are you going to offer a coupon code for SMG dual pumps and 2 IPSI kit? They know you push their stuff every day. We have a coupon code for the guys that want the dual aux pump kit or any aux pump or anything off of the SMG Speed site. The code is Justin White. Like just the dual aux pump kit, you get $77 off. I mean, that's a damn good coupon code. So if you're looking for an aux pump, SMG Speed, go check it out. Buy one, Justin White in the checkout area, and you get, a pretty good discount, I think. Only like 2 or 3 people have taken up that offer, which is crazy because I know of like 6 people that have bought it and just didn't use the discount code, which, I mean, if you didn't want that $77, you could have just sent it to me. Andrew, as usual, thank you, man. I appreciate it. I need help. Just thought I'd say hey and hope all's good for you guys. Absolutely, man. We're doing good, man. We love being on the road again. We love being able to hang out with people, helping people achieve their dreams and enjoy their cars and, doing hood rat shit with our friends. That's what we like. Ira J, how do you set up reflex port injection for remote tuning? It's very simple. I appreciate the donation, by the way. It's very simple. I can walk you through it. It's not hard. But basically, I'll send you a file. You'll set everything up. There's videos online for that, for the reflex. You'll go through the videos on 2IPSI's thing. Then I'll send you a file. You'll load that in, and then you can log it. And I can walk you through all of that, and you'll send me a log from that and the HP tuner. Once we got, I usually know about how much I need in the reflex to make the engine side work. So it's getting much easier, much faster. But yeah, we'll play with it back and forth, but don't sweat it. It's not hard at all. Maybe I can last thing, otherwise appropriate everything. Okay, not a problem. We can do that. I have a 2021 SS1 LE. I took the motor out. How much can the stock crank hold going boosted? I have a stock crank in my C7 and it makes 1230-ish, 1240 wheel, I think is what I made last. And then we have a 100 shot on top of that. So a lot. It'll hold a lot. That'd be the proper answer for that. Tune according. Scott ordered those catless mid pipes we talked about for the Magnuson C8. Do you need to do anything in the tune? Yeah, we do need to check the tune on it. He's talking about the blue one that we posted in our daily videos. We did a blue C8, and then they sent us a video from the track, and it had flames out the back, which I would assume is the catalyst. So yeah, get rid of that, and then we'll log it, and we'll check it. Just make sure everything's okay. Just what heads would you recommend for an LT4? I like the stock LT4 heads. I've had a little issue with the CIDs, and I don't know if it was me or the heads or what the deal was, but it's been multiple sets. So I know what I've done with the stock ones, and I've gone very far with them. So port them, get the exhaust valves fixed, and then that's what I would run. What's going on, Mikhail? Mikhail here was our Memorial Day winner, so he'll be getting his C7Z tune through us, completely on us, and just wanted to thank him for, for supporting us and, fighting the good fight. So we do heavily support our military members here, and I'm grateful to help you out there, man. What's up, Trevor? Consultation tomorrow. All right. I'm really glad that you brought to light the DSX aux issue. I had to had it happen on my 01 and I didn't catch it. Bye-bye motor. I know you caught a lot of heat for that one. I know. Look, I'm okay with that. I know people get all pissy and like just on Facebook the other day, they're like 2iPSI or Atlas, which one? And I'm like, well, the Pro Speed FTR is the best one. So y'all can argue with that. But, everybody's like, oh, well, the only person in here that'll argue with that, saying the Atlas is Justin. What I don't understand is why is it such an issue to have an opinion? Why is it such an issue to not just go with the flow? I feel like that at least shows that I'm trying to show the difference. I don't mind either one of them. I don't make money from any of them, but I feel like I have, my own opinion of what I like and what works, and I have my own reasons, and I don't see why that's a problem. And I think that breeds less people to try things because everybody's like, oh, I can't say anything because they're going to get mad. I don't give a shit. I don't care how they feel. I could give a fuck less. If I don't trust it, I don't trust it. If I have issues with an aux pump, I've had so many issues, and there's no way you can convince me that they don't know that that's a problem, yet have chosen to not say anything or warn anyone. So I kept the video low key, but it is on my page, and you can see we had another issue on the dyno. This is not an uncommon thing. So in my opinion, if that port controller has an issue, are they going to say anything, or are you just going to have to figure it out like you did on the aux pump? That doesn't sit right with me. So at the end of the day, I don't sell out my morals. Z07, if you were watching my daily videos, you would know what happens with the aux pump. Shame on you. It will hold a lot of spray. Just watch out for the spiders and flying helmets. Yeah, that's true. All right. Spoke with Grant for 2iPSI a couple days, working on getting everything for the port set up. Hell yeah. Yeah, you need port, man. I don't know why you didn't have it yet. Come on. Got to get the program. J Kid, much appreciated for the donation, man. Thank you. Can the reflex control in a safe way if the aux pump fails? Or, here's a better one, just hook the aux pump to the reflex. Because the safety that you would be thinking of is if you use like the lambda control for it. But if you have no fuel pressure, it doesn't really matter. So I don't really think that. Yeah, I don't really think that that's a thing. I would hook the aux pump to the reflex because the reflex can power that. Anyways, all right. So if you're on Facebook or Instagram, make sure you move over to Tuned In with JWT. Like, subscribe, share. Come on over here. If you have questions, put them in here. I'll give it a couple more minutes. And then, if we don't get a bunch more questions, I'm going to go back to tuning these cars. Yeah, that. Let me eat some more of this Chinese because I'm starving over here. It's nice how this thing tracks. Like a little mini iRobot. All right. Who would you use to port the stock heads? Mine are done by LME. They usually have them in stock on the shelf and they're ready to go. So that's what I use. If it's in the reflex, I wonder if we can maybe have it trigger a light or something like that. If you really want, you could also just trigger a light to the relay that's going to, the pump if you really wanted some extra safety. But I don't really know. I'm not really sure. But typically we don't really have an issue with that. Do you use 2iPSI to control alky control, or do you use I use the alky controller still. I just like it. It's intuitive. It works really well. It's a good set it and forget it kind of thing, and I really don't have an issue with it. If I have like an AEM kit or something, I will have them put it on the reflex. That way we have some better PWM control. But the like I said, the alky kit does really well. What's the aux pump limit on E80 with the 320? With 320, I usually end up around 900 on E85. And then they start to taper off. Then we'll put like the AEM 400. That'll get us to like 1,000, maybe 1,050. Or you just go with the SMG speed aux, the dual aux kit, and I don't even know where the limit's at because it's two big ass pumps. So that's usually where I would just go anyways. I think it's like $1,500, but if you use the code Justin White in the checkout, it's $77 off or something like that. And yes, we always talk wheel horsepower. We do not measure from the butthole on this page. We measure from the base, always. Scott, finally caught alive. Glad to see you in your element, sharing knowledge and helping people. That's what we're here for. Yeah, bunch of old schools here. This is kind of cool. But if you watch our daily videos, you'll see what we're doing here. If you don't, fuck you. I don't know how to send money on here, so I'll Venmo you for taking my questions. Look, we take the questions anyways, man. The donations are just to help us get to different spots to test different things, and it entices us to put more into our daily stuff to get more info out for you guys. So whether you donate or not, we're grateful that you're here. That's the biggest thing for me. And make sure you share this page with other people and tell other people, to get on here and every other Wednesday or to watch our daily stuff and kind of get our videos out there. And we'll do more from there. The last caps. So when I take the rocker arm off, does the last cap sit? How do they sit on there? Do they easily fall off? The lash caps. Yeah. So the lash caps, they don't usually easily fall off because the oil kind of makes like a little suction, but definitely make sure that you just pop them off and put them in a little baggie. And that you put them back on when you put your rockers back on. Because if you don't, it'll just rip the tip off and it'll drop the valve, and then it's done for. Thank you, Marcellus. I appreciate it. Subpar tuner local to me problems. They never told me I needed a port. Oh, shit. Sorry. But look, now we know, so we're good. Glad to see Q&A back. I have to go back to work. All right, go back to work. And hit me up tomorrow. I'll have a little more free time tomorrow. We can go ahead and go over some stuff. What's your thought on smooth boost controller versus 2i PSI boost controller? So what we do is we hook the smooth boost controller to the 2i PSI, and that way you have your control, right? But you can also do it by wheel speed or RPM or anything. If your actual question is the electronic valve versus the vacuum valve, I like the electronic valve, and it was our first thing. We didn't have the dual port vacuum valve yet. I still like the smooth boost because it has other different things, but I think from the drag strip, what I'm noticing is that maybe there's like a little delay on that arm coming out, and I haven't videoed it to check it yet, and I will once my car's back together. But I think the vacuum valve may get into boost a little quicker at the track, so that may be a benefit. But there's also a wire you can ground on the smooth boost to max the boost out as well before you even launch. So it's kind of a non-issue. Mm-hmm. You killed it, guy. You killed it, guy. Just tickled the limiter on the 4.5 on the way home. It's a completely different car. Thanks so much. Anthony came and met us while we were in Bridgewater in New Jersey yesterday, and got his CTS-V tune finished up. He was a previous customer, and he had some family issues, and we just never got the tune finished. So he came and met us, and we went ahead and went through it, redid everything, made sure everything was 100%. So if we already tune your car and you're on this route, we will still meet with you. We still like to meet people, hang out face to face, and we'll go over the car in person, things like that. All the guys last night we had remote tuned, and then I got in them, got to go drive them, and I was honestly impressed with myself. It felt really good, and I didn't really have to touch anything. Like, everything was pretty damn spot on. So so maybe we'll get the C8 and the 6s soon. And if I buy that 2018-01 or Force, do you think the possible highest horsepower an LT1 crank would hold is different between turbos versus super? Yes, 100%. The supercharged stuff is definitely going to pull. I mean, if you think about it, my car's probably using 300-ish horsepower just for just spinning the blower. So if we're putting down 1,200, so we're probably 1,500 worth of horsepower going through that crank. Where in a turbo application, you wouldn't have that 300 extra horsepower on it. So when you make it 1,200, you're putting 1,200 through the crank. I hope that makes sense. I know that was kind of a simplification, but yes, the supercharger is way rougher on it. Any new word on that hot start sputtering issue? I almost caught a log of it happening, but fucking VCM crashed after I stopped the log. You got to get it in the log, and then we can fix it. Not a problem. So with meth already on the car, I should be fine to go for 900 if that cam allows. I'm going to swap the tensioner pulley tomorrow, and we'll be ready for the base map whenever you get time. What do you mean if the cam allows? What cam is it? I don't remember. But yeah, I mean, that shouldn't be an issue at all. Canyon, yes, in August. I guess you got in here a little bit late, but yes, August or September, we're going to start. We're going up to North and South Dakota, and then we're taking a left through Montana, going all the way to Washington, down through Cali, and then back around through the bottom. So that'll be our West Coast tour. We're going to be doing that in August or September. And if you watch our pages, we constantly update where we're at and what we're doing. Speaking of, if you're in Rochester this weekend, you think Buffalo Monday or Tuesday, I can message you Monday to check. Yeah, that's probably what's going to happen. That's what I would plan on. But again, it's hard to plan. Alfredo, what's going on, man? Too bad you didn't come hang out last night. You could have helped us push the car back.
Justin was talking about you.
Yeah. Yeah, because when your car's done, dude, that thing's going to be a monster. I know you've done a few LT4 swapped ATSVs. Have any been done on turbo and a 10-speed? No, they keep putting manuals in them. I don't know what the hell's wrong with these people.
No.
Nothing against manual, but you know what I'm saying. I mean, it can be done for sure. Probably be pretty easy. Oh, LME stage 4 cam. Yeah, that may struggle a little bit with some temp and some back pressure, but shouldn't be that bad. It'll definitely make the power. It just only can make it here, not here. All right. How do you figure out what all parts you need for the complete port injection system? I was looking on 2iPSI and I didn't see a complete kit. Looks like port. What you do is just call Grant, and when you speak to Grant, if we're tuning it, make sure you let them know that, because we do things kind of a certain way, and just call Grant and tell him, hey, we're tuning with Justin White. We need port injection, and he'll help you out. Did you do any tunes while you were in Japan? No, we went to Japan to actually take a break. That was probably the first actual vacation we've taken in quite a while. So we didn't do any tuning there. We didn't want to. Plus, they don't drag race there, which was kind of upsetting. Taking vacation in Puerto Rico at the beginning of September. I hope I don't miss y'all when miss y'all in Cali. So you're coming to my house? What's up? Holla at me. Don't worry, everything's probably gonna end up back in my garage and figure out the wiring issue. Yeah. It looked like it was in the fuse box or around the fuse box area, because it would just stop working completely and then it would go back to being fine. Luckily, he got a good pull in before we could see the air fuel and everything was spot on. Even though you have 19 pounds of boost on pump gas, which I was not very happy with. So, anyways. All right, so we're going to probably wrap it up here because I got to get back to tuning. I got to get these cars done. But make sure, like I said, make sure you check in our daily videos. Make sure you're watching the stuff for that, because we're going to be slipping a lot of stuff in the daily videos. If you're not in our membership program, if you have an iPhone, you have to use the Safari link to actually go to our page and join. But the membership stuff really helps us out. Each tier has its own deal, but like the gold tier is for like if you need help with tuning or help with something, or you just really want to support us, and we are grateful for that too. I think silver tier is where you start getting the member videos and all that stuff as well. If you guys have ideas for member videos or things that you want to know, tips, tricks for tuning, or things that we're doing with these cars, make sure to ask. Put it in the comments. We'll go ahead and add that to it. I don't mind making the videos as long as they're worth it and you guys are enjoying them, guys and girls, because there's a few girls in here, believe it or not. Anyways, I think that's pretty much it. Let me go through the last bit. Oh, Alfredo, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, we're going through some gas because this thing just runs with the Starlink on it all day. I'm sure we have a million idle hours on this. Would you spend the money on stock heads if they need the chambers fixed, the valve guides and seats put, all new intake valves? I don't know. It depends on how much another set of stock heads are. I'm taking my wife to see Bad Bunny. That's how I get away with car mods. If you're there, then I'll buy lunch. Let me know, man. We'll hook up for sure. I think you're gonna get me into the fours, Oscar from California. You think you're going to get me in the fours? I mean, yeah, that's our goal, right? We usually achieve our goal. We try not to set goals that we can't, but we should be fine. But that'll wrap it up. Like I said, make sure you check out our daily videos. Make sure you follow along. Give us ideas for what you want to know. And then in 2 weeks, I'll be back here for another live, and I'll have some more stuff planned for that. But that'll be it. We got a lot of podcasts coming out. Make sure you stay tuned. Make sure you share it. Tell your friends about us. Tell everybody about us, and we'll go from there. I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much, and have a good night.